Hi, this is Delene with McDonald's Sewing and Vacuum, and today I'm going to take you through the sewing portions of the PFAFF Creative Icon sewing and embroidery machine. This is our top-of-the-line PFAFF, and you're just going to be amazed at all the things that we'll do. So we're going to start out with basic sewing, and I'm going to take you to the screen, and when you bring the machine up, the screen's going to come up with options. To start sewing, start embroidery, load from My Sewnet, open the Help Center, and look at the Sewnet blog. We're going to start by touching Start Sewing, and it takes us into sewing mode. On the screen up here, when you select a stitch, it's going to show you what foot you need to use and what the recommendations are for the IDT and other information about the stitch itself. So we'll look at that here in a minute. The first thing we're going to do is sew a straight stitch. Now this machine has stitches that go all the way to 9 millimeters wide. And what PFAFF has done to make sure that we can still get a perfectly straight stitch, so I'm on the straight stitch. If you want to get an absolutely straight stitch, this machine comes with 2 bobbin cases. And I'm going to open the machine up here. And I'm going to pop off the stitch plate. It also comes with 2 stitch plates. So the one that I had on the machine has a wider opening here for your decorative stitches, and the one I have here in my hand now has a smaller opening for the needle for the straight stitch. So I'm going to pull this piece off and take out the bobbin case so that you can see what this looks like. This is the bobbin case that what comes on the machine when you get it, and it's the one that you will use for most stitching. If you want a perfectly straight stitch, you'll want to install this bobbin case, so we're going to do that right now. And to put it in, you just drop it in, and then I check and make sure you drop it in with this opening toward the back. And then I check and make sure that it's seated in there nicely, which this is a better example because it's not. So I can get it in there. There we go. You want it to be able to move, it's going to move a little bit back and forth like that. Then this piece has a little edge that you want to put up against there. And then I'm going to put on the straight stitch plate. This is also the stitch plate they recommend using for machine embroidery. But for now, we're just going to do a straight stitch. Okay, so I've got it set up for a straight stitch.